I'm awake. Well, we have reached week 36. Yes, week 36 of Outlander. We are doing such a fantastic job. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of me. And really, I've only watched Outlander through like 3 times. So I'm doing pretty well. What do you think? Let me know below. How many times have you watched Outlander already since the finish of part one of season 7? Because I'm just curious if I'm the only insane person or not. Now, whether you are getting through this time with tact and grace or with desperation, I do have a little something fun to fill in the time. And yes, I am going to start with some behind the scenes because as far as I know, I don't have any birthdays right now. So here we are hitting the ground running. This one is a share of a share, shared to us by Sis Brazil, but it is a repost at Davy150. And here we've got an image, and it looks very much like it's the first part of our season 7, another behind the scenes image of that, because you can see both the British flag and the colonial American flag right there. People in different garb behind Sam there. So really, really quite a cool little behind the scenes image. Thanks so much for the share, both from Davy150 and Sis Brazil. And our second and possibly third behind the scenes images I want to share here are of a very creepy baby. Yes, of course, we know there are lots of children on Outlander right now, but we can't always count on a baby to be quiet and behave. And so we have these lovely stand-ins, though I wouldn't really call them lovely because, yeah, it is creepy looking. Outlander Online and 2 others have shared lists. We found more photos of the creepy doll, and creepy, yeah, that is an accurate description. I don't know about you, but that is not right, in my opinion. And in fact, the first comment is, "Oh my, it's like Chucky came to the ridge." And I would call that an apt description. There is another picture here, not of the same doll, but of a wee bairn. This one, we got, Sophie was holding the first one. Looks like Caitlin O'Ryan is holding this one. Yeah, that even from far away, that is an extremely fake doll. It doesn't look quite as creepy as the other one, but still a bit worrisome in my opinion. Thank goodness the kids on the ridge look much healthier than that. Speaking of healthy, yeah, I want to take this moment to thank each and every one of you who sent me well wishes, told me I was looking much better. I really appreciate it. Whenever I get a cold, the worst part is that it'll always settle in my lungs at some point. And that's where I am right now. I feel tons better, have most of my energy up. I did take a nap after I got up this morning and got my daughter off to the bus. But other than that, I'm pretty much already up. In fact, I did my walk yesterday and did 7,000 steps and only had like 2 coughing fits. So it's not so bad. Working on it, getting there. And I just really want to thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. But now, enough about me. I've got some fun stuff on this one for you. And so I do want to move along here. When we check out some of the images Lauren shares. Now, she has a little bit to say about this, just that she's really enjoying being back in Scotland for these. But then there's a little music playing behind there, so I do have to mute it. We can't really hear Lauren. I will tell you that obviously the link will be below if you'd like to hear what she has to say. But for now, let's check out some of the images and video she shares here. Okay, so yeah, she says she's back in Scotland. I'm filming in Scotland, so come with me. She does talk about basically how nice it is to be back there, a bit of the weather, complaints about some of the weather, but you can see she's having a great time getting back to Scotland, driving around, checking out the scenery and sharing it with us, which is really what this is all about for me anyway. And there she goes, walking around, and I'll probably throw in a little music behind this that I won't get in trouble for, just so you're not boringly listening to me talk about it. But check out that coat. They get these coats in bulk, I think, for Outlander. These huge, gigantic, to your ankle coats. I think they are fantastic. And thank you, Lauren, for sharing this with me. Again, you will find a link below if you want to hear what she has to say and not me talking about what she has to say, because, I'm not Lauren. And now I'm going to switch gears completely for pretty much the rest of the video, except the very, very end. I do have something that one of you shared that I'm going to share with the rest of you here at the very end. But until then, we're going to have a little LandCon fun because, as you know, LandCon 6 was this past weekend in France. So I do want to see what got shared and give you guys a little taste and myself a little taste of that convention. Now, this is from the Charles Vandervaart website, fan site forum. Here it says photos of Charles Vandervaart, Izzy McKeel Small, Caitlin O'Ryan, and Duncan LaCroix and John Bell. I think I said Caitlin O'Brien earlier. Hit me later. But here we go. We've got some great pictures here of them just goofing around. And I'm guessing this is while they were at their convention last week, although it doesn't specifically say so. But we've got a nice image of goofing around. Izzy and Caitlin and Charles there. And then we've got Duncan and John and Charles here just having a cup of coffee. It looks like it's someplace local, possibly. Well, obviously it'd have to be someplace local because I don't think they would fly back to Scotland to go get a coffee. Yeah, I'm here. I swear my brain almost is working properly. But these are some great images. And I just wanted to scroll down so you can see that the photo credit goes to John Bell on Instagram and Caitlin O'Brien on Instagram. So thanks to those two for sharing it. A lot of us, we don't get to see Paris very often. So even if we're checking out not anything big or touristy, it's really cool to see them just chilling out, having a great time. And if these images were not taken from last week in LandCon, then please feel free to correct me below. I know you guys are very good about making sure that the right info comes out. I can just show you what they're giving me, and it doesn't say specifically. So again, my guess, let me know if I'm wrong. And that is going to bring us to some images that I absolutely do know are from LandCon 6. I did not share a lot of LandCon stuff this year because I had heard from a fairly reliable source that it was very, very possible that this is the very last LandCon. So let's check out some of these, and I believe we will find out the answer to that question in one of these videos. Once again, I found these videos, haven't watched a scrap of them so that we could have our reactions at the same time. This first post is shared by @LadyT510 on X or Twitter, however you'd like to call it. I just wanted to share what she shares. It says the LandCon 6 mix Sam gives a Sassenach tasting class. Whew.
So, if you taste it, you might find a lot of fruit, like dry fruit eating.
Okay, group photos here. Sam on the end. I think Duncan is behind him. We got Charles on the... No, is that Charles on the far? It's kind of hard to tell. It's a little grainy, but we can still see pretty well who is there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's Tobias back there. Oh, and there's Joel. You can see Joel and Lizzie. Sorry, my brain is forgetting names today. I don't know who these people are. Okay, yep, Tobias there and Sam with fans. I like that the fan wore a tartan, a kilt there. We've got Charles and David there. Yeah, Mr. David Barry. And Sophie and Richard and Duncan and the whole gang is there enjoying themselves. So cool. Yep, Sophie and Sam, which I may have just cut their heads off on that last one. It's kind of weird trying to figure out what shows and what doesn't. And there we got Tobias signing. So yeah, that was something. That was pretty cool. A lot of behind the scenes, seeing what's going on at the convention. Speaking of what happened at the convention while you were at the convention, this one also is shared by @LadyT510 on X. And I'm not showing the post itself simply because it's a video. And yeah, it's worth a watch and a giggle. So let's check this out. Okay, they've got some music playing here and really hear what they're saying. So we got Steven, who is decked out for a game of shirts and skins and shirts. Yeah. Oh goodness. All right then. That's not what normally happens at the conventions I've been to. So maybe I need to make time to go to one of these sometimes. Yeah. Having some fun. I do love that these guys, you can tell they enjoy hanging out together. So it's one of the reasons I love following this cast just in general, is because you could tell they get along and they have fun. They know each other, they joke, And I think they enhance each other's work environment. A convention is got to be tiring. It's busy. You kind of have to be on the whole time. Even if you love your fans, you have to be, cheery the entire time. And I think they keep each other going, even on times when they're tired. They're have talked to fan 1,000 and can't think of a new thing to say. They keep each other going, and I love that about them. So let's check out the next silly thing that got shared from LandCon, which will be a post by Ella, and it's at Displace in Time on X or Twitter, however you would like to say that again. The message going along with it is, if Sam talking about the end of Outlander doesn't make you cry, I don't know what will. And so now we know kind of what this next bit is going to be. Let's have a listen.
Yeah, we spoke about this morning with another group, but we are shooting the last season, season 8. We've now shot 3 weeks. It is, it's really hard for me. We had a read-through where before we start each episode, all the cast sit around the table and we read the episode so everyone can hear it. But they made it a very special occasion, and we were on a set, a castle set. So we're in this magnificent castle in the studio, and they had a bagpipe player. Bagpipe? I don't know the French, I can't remember. Bagpipe? What is it? Yeah, this one. And when the pipes, they were playing the Skyboat song, the theme tune, and I was gone. I started crying. There are so many memories. It has been almost 11 years of my life. I have so many friends, so many amazing memories. It's gone so fast. So yeah, it's going to be really sad, I think, when we finish. But also, it's bittersweet. We're very happy. We have a cool story, new characters, new sets, a new director called Katrina Balfe. Yeah, she's doing really well. So yeah, it's going to be hard to say goodbye to Jamie, I know, but there's so much to look forward to. You have season 7 part B, and then a whole season 8.
He says that like, right? No, we need like another 20, 30 more seasons, right? Yeah, no, we can't get that. But yeah, we have another half and another full coming, so it's not horrible. But we do have more LandCon stuff to share, so hold on. Because here we go, ladies and gentlemen, some stills this time. This one is shared by Sandrine. Thank you so much, Sam, for this incredible moment and for these lovely gifts, the bracelet and this little bag with spices. I think that'll be, you can see it. Yeah, down below right here, I believe is what she's talking about. Just lovely. Sam was kind, adorable, handsome, generous, and attentive to everyone. After a long day, he just had how'd he do? A truly wonderful moment. I wouldn't expect anything less, simply because that's all we hear is how just wonderfully generous he is at conventions. And I will say too, I've heard that they're pretty much all really, really kind and really generous while they're at conventions talking with fans. It's something that they get a huge kick out of, because you don't get to see our reaction as you're acting. They have to wait and see it, years, months, both of those are probably right, after they've initially put their craft on film. So I think this is really cool that he seems to always be really generous with his time and cheery, happy to see fans. So let's take a look at, of course, this image here. He looks like he's having a chat with the group. Very cool. And this second image seems to be the full gift here. So we've got a nice little bracelet up here that says blended. I'm guessing this says whiskey spices up here, but the rope here, the little twine, is over part of the word, but that seems fair. Tasting time with Sam Heughan, which usually these kind of events, that's a little something extra that these people put forth a little bit extra money to do. Very cool. I hope to have at least something like this at the convention I go to in November, but we will see. My time may be split up with recording and sharing. So who knows what will happen there. This is very, very cool. And I'm so pleased that people seem to have had such a good time chatting with Sam and just in general, hanging out, being in the same atmosphere with them. It's got to be very cool. Now, as I said, I did not share a lot of LandCon stuff earlier because I'd heard some maybe disappointing rumors is the best way to put it. If for anybody who would like to be able to go on a regular basis to LandCon, that this was to be the last one. There were a lot of rumors about it, and like I said, I did hear from a fairly reliable source that that was an extreme possibility. But we do have this video that might prove me wrong. Let's see what we get. The LandCon 6 there, and this is watermarked. Obviously, I did not record it. I don't own this. Let's see. We got the whole cast up here. People who were there, minus what, Sam. Oh, there we go. You can't quite see, but LandCon 7 is what it says. Paris 2025. So the announcement that LandCon will continue through next year. People are very excited about it. I don't know that I would be able to make it to Paris. I've never been out of the country other than Mexico, so it would be a huge deal to actually go there. I'm not going to put it on my list of possibilities right now, but that is very cool for people who are in Paris and in the area, and this is one of their regular conventions. I know from experience that if you don't have one close by, it is really tricky to go find one that you can easily get to. So I'm very glad for the one that's in Paris, staying in Paris and continuing on so that the fans in that area have a convention to go to as well, because it's not always easy to find a convention for your fandom. It's tricky on occasion. Now, before I go, because yes, that is the last of my LandCon shares, I do have something very funny to share, and this was sent to me by one of you. Regina is the only name I have. I'm not going to give out what was on the email because it looked very different, but Regina sent me an email to share a funny story. Now, the original post for this funny story is going to be from like 4 years ago, but this was recently written up in an article. This article can be found on the Daily Record, .co.uk. Outlander reading recommendation in Waterstones leaves punters and stitches. Waterstones is a bookstore, which I found out after reading through this article, but you don't really need the whole article. You do need to see what was posted though. And so I'm going to show you the original post. The general idea is that when you go to the section where Diana Gabaldon's series is, there is a recommendation there for you to help people decide if this is the series for you. And yeah, I do believe you can see this all right. As you can see, this is posted by at Alice Bum. I'm going to go with that. Originally posted, from the looks of this, a little more than 4 years ago, or not quite 4 years ago, I should say, a little less than 4 years ago. And it's simply, Diana Gabaldon's Outlander, a new major TV series. Not new at this point, but below, this is the funny bit. Outlander, Diana Gabaldon. Read this and let Jamie Fraser ruin all other men for you. Which is, fairly honest depending upon the person you happen to be with or in search of if you're single. And the comments on the side are just as good here. First one says, nah, I'm here for Roger McKenzie. Okay, that's cool. That's fair. We all have our things. And then the rest of them are ha ha ha. So true. I haven't seen this book cover before, but Jamie Fraser sure has done that to many women. Then we've got love it. Nothing compares to what was this? It's an 18th century lover boy. It should be 17th century. 17, 18. Oh, yeah, 18th century lover boy. I don't know what I'm talking about. Ain't that the truth? How dare writer DG make the perfect man and make us all single forever because we'll never find him. I need these books. Is it great? These comments are fantastic pretty much all the way through from very, very to, yeah. Is a problem. I happen to feel very lucky because married to a guy who very much does see me as something that he was lucky to find. But he looks really, really good in a kilt. Those knees are fantastic. And he's got some scotch in him. So I'm going to call myself a winner. I hope you have your own Jamie Fraser. And if not, the good news is you have at least 2 different ways to enjoy Jamie Fraser, and that is in book form and on our television screens as Sam brings him to life as often as he can until the end of season 8. I'm not sad. It's okay. It's good. See, some days I'm really cool with it. Oh yeah, no, we've gotten some really good show out of it. We've got some good stories. It was well put together. Aren't we lucky? And then other times I'm like, man, these selfish pricks finishing our series before we're done watching it. That's just wrong and rude. But regardless, we will still have another book to wait for, so it's not always really over, right? And that was what I have for you to start off our week with a week 36. Yes, week 36 of Droughtlander. I do hope that you have a great rest of the week. I know this is Tuesday, so there's not too long to go before you'll get the second part of my updates. I really, really hope there'll be some good content out there. But if there isn't tons, I do have some comments and questions that I've saved up and put aside made by you, the viewers. And so I'm going to try to bring up some more viewer content and requests in the next video. And then hopefully we'll get more content from our cast and from everybody else. And yeah, I've got some stuff about Meryl. Oh yeah, there's an article that I'm not putting it up here. There's an article saying, don't blame Meryl Davis for the long wait for 7B, because it's not her fault. She has no control over these things. Just because people are showrunners and creators, they've got squat to do with the schedule. Get mad at stars all you want. As far as I'm aware, they're who we should get ticked off at. So please, only give love to our creators, only give love to our cast. They bring us this show just so that we can have joy, and wish we had Jamie Fraser for some of us, but we need to make sure that we are staying kind to these creators, the people who have made this show for us, even as we are rounding the end of the series. I know it's sad, but think of how many fulfilling and happy moments we've had. Be able to watch the show, talk about the show, the books, the characters, our hopes and dreams for these characters, how they've affected us. And that is all I have for you this week. And that is all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this little update in our little peek at LandCon. Do be aware, if you want to go to LandCon 7, save those pennies now. It's not going to be a cheap trip. If you didn't get enough Outlander information, of course, you can always find more on my channel. Make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. It really does help to make sure that I know that I'm doing all right. And also hit that notification bell if you want to know when the next video comes out. Be aware that I do a Star Trek update as well as Outlander. Because yes, I can have more than one obsession at a time. And I want to thank my members and Patreons for helping me fuel that obsession with your extra support. You will be getting something out of it this year. Also, my members, look out for a message in case you want to have a one-on-one chat next week. I had to skip this week simply because I have some other stuff going on and I wouldn't be able to meet up at your convenience as easily. So think of when you'd like to talk next week. We'll be doing Google Meets. And if you would like more content, as I said, Outlander or Star Trek, either one is good here. Check out any of my videos and, I'll see you there. We will survive. I cannot sing the song because then I'll get dinged. That's all right. I would not call that a... This first post is shared by... It's because you can tell they like getting a lot...